joining us on Savvy Senior Sources, Talking with Experts. Let's take a moment and hear from our sponsors, GWG Life and Reverse Mortgages SIDAC.
Provide for your long-term care. Convert your life insurance towards payments for long-term care. If you are concerned about future health care, you can convert your life insurance to pay for home care or assisted living. Health problems can be stressful enough without the added burden of financial obligations. If you feel that you no longer need your life insurance policy, you may want to apply the value towards long-term care.
Hi, I'm Beth Paterson, a certified reverse mortgage professional with Reverse Mortgages SIDAC. Mike and Carol decided that they needed a one-level home to fit their changing health needs. They used the reverse mortgage to purchase their new home instead of using conventional financing. This has benefited them greatly. Barbara decided to do a reverse mortgage to pay off her conventional loan that she was making monthly payments on. She had funds left in the line of credit after paying that off. And a year or so later, when she fell and broke her shoulder, she was able to tap those lines of credit to pay for her home care. As she said, she would have been up the creek without a paddle without the reverse mortgage. If you'd like information on how to receive security, independence, dignity, and control in your retirement years, contact us. Hi, welcome to today's show of Savvy Senior Sources, Talking with Experts. Savvy Senior Sources guide your way through resources A to V through the TV show as well as the resource guide. Visit SavvySeniorSources.com for information on resources and the guide. And I'd like to take a moment and say thank you to our sponsors, GWG Life, Reverse Mortgages SIDAC, and Minneapolis Public Housing for making the show possible. And welcome back to my co-host, Marci Holley, who is with Minneapolis Public Housing.
Yes.
Glad to have you back here.
Thank you very much.
And we're very excited to do a show that's a little different than usual. We are with Alive and Kickin', and in their offices here at Heritage Park in Minneapolis. And Michael Matthew Ferrel is the founding artistic director of and also president of Alive and Kickin'.
Yeah.
And Alive and Kickin' is a rock and roll ensemble comprised of talented seniors ages 65 to 91 years old. And you perform around the state.
We do.
So tell us, first of all, thank you for being here. We're excited to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Tell us a little bit about Alive and Kickin' and what got you started with it.
So a little over 5 years ago, I wanted a way to give back to the community, and my background is in theater. I have done it since my first pair of tap shoes. I was 3 years old.
Oh wow!
And my mom was a rockette, and so that kind of made sense. Ended up comprising a group of seniors, and my main goal and purpose was to give seniors a voice in the community. Not only in singing, but in our big shows, they also get to share personal stories and their wisdom and the things that have happened over the last 60, 70, 80, 90 years.
And their stories are amazing, and when we think back of the history that they can bring with
Absolutely.
us. So,
yeah.
And your space is now here in the Heritage Park, so let's have you share.
Yeah, you have been without a space for the last 5 years.
That's true.
And then you and I met about a year ago.
Yes.
And we started working on getting you here at Heritage Park Health and Wellness Center.
Yeah.
How's that working out for you?
It's brilliant, it's just a gift. It is a huge gift for us. So, you know, like any nonprofit, you start with great intentions and passion and heart, and that's enough to keep you going, and no money, right? Mm-hmm. And as we grew, we found ourselves in a position where we were officing out of 4 or 5 houses, Currently rehearsing in 3 different locations. We travel, and so we have a lot of sound equipment and other stuff, and that we were just displaced. And it's one thing for somebody my age to be that way. When you run an organization with 30 to 40 seniors, it gets challenging. And so from the moment we walked into Heritage Park, we knew this was a place for us to be. And just what the Minnesota Public Housing Authority's mission is and what they're trying to do in this location, it is exactly who we are and what we do. And that is empowering seniors and giving voice to them and trying to keep them well and alive and vibrant in the community. So our situation's unique. You know, we need rehearsal, we need an office, we need storage, and diligently folks worked on it for a year, and we've just moved in. Hence,
Beautiful office.
It's a great office.
Yeah, it is a great office.
So we are blessed, truly blessed to be
Well,
here.
So-
I do know that our residents really enjoy having you here because they come down and they listen. And our partners, we have many partners here in this building. We have the YMCA and we've got North Point, who's moving in here, and Northside Funders Group and Courage Kinney. And they all tell me that, you know, they open their doors when you guys are here practicing because they love to hear the music coming through the building.
Yeah.
It just changes everything for us and it's so uplifting. So thank you for
you.
being here.
Yeah, it's our club, man. Like I said, it's a gift. It's for us.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and we're excited again too to have Minneapolis Public Housing sponsoring some of our shows. So it all ties in and works well together.
Yes, it does.
So let's get back to the seniors. What sets this group apart than other singing groups?
Well, you know, what we're based in is not only singing, and that's kind of our main focus. But then, because of my background, and you know, I wanted a way to set us apart. So we started introducing these personal stories, and typically every year we produce a brand new show. We did a show all about love, called "Love Is Alive and Kickin'," and so everybody wrote their experience about love, whether it was the loss of love, their first teenage love. The love that, you know, went on for 50 years, the ones that didn't go so good. And I mean, you can imagine there's a lot of experiences of love. So they all wrote these personal stories, and then within the context of the show, we put those together with specific songs that oftentimes tied into it. And so what I think sets us apart is it ends up, we're not classified as a choir. It ends up being way more theatrical, and you know, a lot of people say it's like a rock and roll history lesson, because you then hear these personal experiences and stories, and then the music lines up with that. So it is a completely unique, in my experience. It is the only ensemble of seniors that is creating work like this. And so I think that's what really sets us apart.
And what fun to have those stories and treasure that, you know, to bring them, and they then personalize it. It's got to be, or take ownership.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as an audience person, you, many of them have come and seen quite a few of our shows, and what happens is they end up feeling like they know these people personally. You know, if I sit down with you and I tell you an intimate personal story year after year, then you show up and you're like, oh, I wonder how that person is, and so the connection between the audience and us oftentimes is more powerful than just an actor in a play or a singer in a choir.
Because of that personal,
Absolutely.
personal touch. What are you trying to ultimately do? What's your big time goal?
Well, if you would have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said to have a home. But that is checked off my list.
Okay. Thanks to Minneapolis Public Housing.
It's brilliant. I mean, I always, I always thought that would be a great accomplishment. And so I guess ultimately, you know, I am doing what I set out to do, and that is to empower and give seniors a voice. Now that we are here and we're settling, it's how do I take this and expand it into the community, and that is something we are actually working with now.
Yes.
Within Heritage Park Senior Service Center. It's how do I create some sort of another program that I can, you know, I feel like I'm holding on to this right now, and we get asked often, how can I get involved and what else can I do? And so we are in the process right now of figuring that out, and how do we expand our program? And or, you know, there has been talk of how do I personally go in and help people start their own sort of organization, and you know, from what I've done and the knowledge, and to help guide people to do it on their own.
And you travel around the state.
We do.
And you're full of energy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen your performances.
Yeah.
What about the seniors? They must be.
They rise to the occasion every time.
Yes, they do.
They do, and you know, there is there is something about my expectations. I guess I'll put it that way. That I often say, you know what, this is what we are doing today, and I mean, if it's, you know, if they're struck by illness or something is terribly wrong, then that's a great excuse. If it's something to overcome, and a lot of times I find it's self-doubt, right? Because society has said, well, now you're 70 years old and you should be doing this, and your life should look like this. And so I'm the guy that showed up and said, you know what, that's wrong.
Yeah, good for you.
I took 10 of them to a farm yesterday for 8 hours, and we did a photo shoot, and we were up and down ravines and in the grasses, and we had chickens running all over, and it was exhausting, but we did it. So I'm always trying to encourage them to do things that they cannot do.
So, and now that everybody's hearing this story, do you do auditions and accept more?
We do. We currently have yearly auditions. Yes, that is correct. We have an audition once a year, and people reach out to us all throughout the year, and so we compile those names. Part of what we do, and you can imagine trying to produce a show, is I do have to keep it a little smaller number,
right?
Especially if I want to give everybody the opportunity to share. And I would, you know, I would prefer not to present a 5-hour production, right? And so we do try to limit the number of people currently that are in the ensemble, and then it is also a huge commitment. We not only produce a big show every year, that is it's a full 2 week. I mean, we're doing 4 or 5 nights of technical rehearsal, and then 7 to 8 performances. But part of our mission is to share our song and our voice and our stories, and our inspiration with underprivileged communities. And so we travel quite a bit. We do between 20 and 30 community performances, concerts, if you will, for various organizations, whether it be independent living, senior home, we have done nursing homes, we have done memory care units, and so that in itself, we also rehearse year round. If it's Christmas, I might give you the day off, but if if we have a performance, then guess what? You're gonna go do your turkey and you're gonna come back.
It's like being with family anyway, isn't it?
Absolutely. So it's currently with this program, it's a demanding schedule, and so that's another reason for us to try to figure out how to do something else for the community.
Yeah.
When the moon
Hi, welcome back. We are now with Dwayne, one of the performers from Alive and Kickin'. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for asking me.
Sure. And let's ask you a couple questions. How long have you been with Alive and Kickin'?
I've been with Alive and Kicking for 3 years, and 3 years.
Okay, 3 years. What's your favorite part?
I love the whole thing. I love performing. I love performing. I love doing the solos, but I also love learning the backup parts, the choir parts.
Okay.
That's what I love.
How did you get involved, Dwayne? I mean,
Well, I am a performer. I've done some singing before. I've done a lot of theater, and I still do theater, by the way. I did a Shakespeare play this summer, even.
wow.
But I try to squeeze it in around Alive and Kicking and so forth. So, yeah. And I knew Michael a bit, and he said, "Well, you're very fortunate. I need a tenor right now." So I was able to get in on my first audition. I was fortunate.
Oh,
enough
really?
to get
Wow.
in. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And what's your favorite song that you perform?
My favorite song that I have performed so far is, I really liked singing. I sang the lead on David Bowie's Fame last year at the concert. I really loved that. I kind of like the rock out numbers quite a bit.
Okay.
I was at that concert. That was an awesome concert. You did absolutely great. You were there too, Beth.
Yeah, was that the
Yes.
one I was at? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
How fun. Yeah, I love that. I can't sing, so I can't join.
The year before, I did a Beatles song, Come Together, and usually when McCartney and Lennon did that song, they would just stand up and play. And I was all over the stage when I did that. When David Bowie does Fame, he usually dances quite a bit. I chose to sit down. I just wanted to
just
be a little bit
a little
different. I wanted to be a little bit different in each case. So.
Oh, how fun. And do you mind sharing your age? Because
Okay,
everybody
I am-
is over 65, I believe.
Right. I am 65, but at the time that I got in, the age was 60 and above. But now all of us have kind of reached the threshold of 65, so Michael kind of makes that a standard for people that are auditioning.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's great. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing your performance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you there.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hi, and we're back with one of the other performers, Elizabeth. And welcome. Glad
Thank
to have
you.
you here.
It's nice to be here.
We love your performances.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us how long you've been part of Alive and Kickin'.
This is going to be my 4th show with the group.
What's your favorite part of being involved with Alive and Kickin'?
Oh gosh, there are a couple of things. I think the camaraderie, I love that with the other members of the group. And then I like how Michael challenges us with the
that's
kind of
good.
music that he asks us to do. You know, a couple years ago, he had me do White Rabbit. And I hadn't even heard of White Rabbit, you know. But it was a challenge, and I learned it, and it was fun.
Okay.
And I would have never dreamt of doing that on my own.
Okay. Do you mind us asking your age?
Oh, no, I'm 74.
That's awesome. And I just love that the group is involved and gets seniors involved. And I love the name Alive and Kickin' because we are. Just because we become a certain age doesn't mean that we can't be out active and having fun, right?
Right, and contributing to the community.
Yeah.
I love your camaraderie. I was very fortunate to come to your open house a couple weekends ago, and it was such a fun event. And every single one of the performers brought their favorite dish.
Yes.
And it was very cool to try all these different dishes and see who brought what. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Well, we all enjoyed ourselves, and gave Michael a chance to show off our new establishment here where we practice every week now.
Yes.
And where he's got his office, and he's
Yes.
very proud of his office.
It's a fun
And he
place to
should
be.
be.
Yes, it's a fun place to be. Were you involved with any singing or performing before you got involved with Alive and Kickin'?
Kind of all my life.
Okay.
I belonged to some kind of group or other, singing, and when I was a little younger, I used to do a lot of tap dancing as well. I don't do
fun.
quite as much anymore.
Okay.
Because just haven't had an opportunity.
Okay.
It's great exercise, that's why I
Yeah.
like to do it.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you again, Elizabeth, for being part of our show and sharing some of your experiences.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you.
It was
Yeah.
nice meeting both of you ladies.
Yeah, good. We look forward to more shows
Oh,
too.
please, do
Yeah.
come. You're going to enjoy our 60s show.
Okay, that'll be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Think special up tonight. Yes, I'm live and living color. Life ain't lived in black and white.
You deserve the best in life, but if the time isn't right, then move on.
And welcome back to our next performer, Jerry. And we're glad to have you part of our show.
My pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about your involvement with Alive and Kickin'. When did you get involved?
I'm a relative youngster, so to speak.
Okay.
In that I started about a year ago. It was a year ago last fall. And I guess I was prompted to get involved by my envy for my son, who's played Broadway for about 25 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, fun.
So I'm not as envious as I once was because there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But that's what motivated me.
Okay. And having fun, though?
Oh, great fun. We were out at a photo shoot yesterday and just had a ball in our hippie costumes.
Oh,
And you guys all get along just wonderfully, don't you?
We really do. This has been the most welcoming group that I've ever been with.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
and so you've been with other groups. What type of other performances or have you done? Your son, you said, performs, but what about
Yes.
you?
Yeah, well, church choirs for all my life, and more recently, the last 10 years, I was with a barbershop chorus. Still am.
Okay.
With the Minneapolis Commodores,
Okay.
and I was with a German chorus until this came along, and I couldn't find the time to do it all.
Yeah.
But the fellow leaned over to me at the first rehearsal, and he said, "There is no W in German."
I have German heritage too. We
Yeah.
like being German.
Yeah, my name is Koch, K-O-C-H, Koch.
Oh, okay.
Nice
Yeah,
German,
nice
yeah.
German,
Yeah.
yes. And what songs do you like to perform the most?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I guess I really like them all. It's just so much fun. I don't know. Michael really makes it enjoyable.
Good.
Yeah.
I've seen the rehearsals and then also the performances, and I keep thinking, oh, what fun you guys have. I
Yeah.
can't sing, but if I could, I'd be saying, I want to get involved. How
Yeah,
fun.
it's great.
And do you mind sharing your age?
I'm 83.
Okay, awesome. Fun time.
83.
And we're all still alive and kicking, so go out and
Yep.
perform, huh?
Right.
So thank you, Jerry, for sharing part of your experience with
Thank
the
you.
group, and
Thank
we're
you.
glad to have you here.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks.
Mama told me
When I was young, we are all born superstars. Hold my hair and put my lipstick on in the Vancouver bar. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause you made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you go far. Listen to me when I say,
Anybody that's watching that thinks that this could ultimately be something they would love to do, I would encourage them to get a hold of us.
Okay.
At the Alive and Kickin' mn.org is our website.
Okay, and we have that on the bottom
Yeah.
of the screen.
Yeah.
So, anything you'd like to wrap up with? Lots of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I guess what I would say is I've been blessed in my career. I have been in theater my whole life, and I think this probably is the most important job I've ever had.
That's awesome.
I would encourage everybody to try to see us. It is hard to explain in person what happens.
Yeah, there's so much energy that you just allude to everything, and I just can't help but have fun and feel better after you see the performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you.
Thank you
very
so much. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, and check out Alive and Kickin' performances. Information is on the screen, and also thank you to Marci as co-host, as well as for sponsoring the show, and our other sponsors. I'd like to say thank you to GWG Life and Reverse Mortgages SIDAC for making the shows possible. And don't forget to go to SavvySeniorSources.com for more information on resources.
What is the secondary market for life insurance? The secondary market for life insurance is an emerging financial market that provides individuals options with their policies. These options allow policyholders to benefit from the value of their life insurance. Policies are sometimes a financial burden, especially for seniors, as premiums often increase over time. The secondary market offers financial alternatives that can help policyholders benefit from their life insurance now.
Hi, I'm Beth Paterson, a certified reverse mortgage professional with Reverse Mortgages SIDAC. Bob's wife passed away, meaning his Social Security income was cut in half. His financial advisor suggested he look into a reverse mortgage. With the reverse mortgage, he was able to take a dream vacation with his nephew, and oh, the stories that they can share. After Bob passed away, his niece shared the difference that it made to the whole family. Dorothy did the reverse mortgage in order to protect her other retirement funds. With her line of credit, she was able to travel, buy a new car, and do home repairs. Years later, she's still benefiting from the reverse mortgage line of credit and not having to rely on her children. For more information on how you too can have security, independence, dignity, and control, contact us.